I have a good friend of mine on that we've done some cool stuff with. Of course, I'm going to jump right into it. Paul Cafaro, how are you, Paul?
What's going on,
Golf
everyone?
clap. Golf clap.
Yeah, a little clappy clap.
Hey.
Hey.
Coronavirus, huh?
I know this is the new norm, man. You know, so obviously, I know we'd love to have Paul in studio. Paul will come back. We just talked about before we came on that when
we've been texting for a little bit about it.
Yeah, so we got to get you back up. I mean, obviously, you were at what we call Reptarum 1.0. We now have Reptarum 2.0, which is a new expansion.
Updated.
So
new and improved.
We got to do that because I know we did a banger video when you came up this last time. So it's,
I know. I remember that last time.
I think, dude, I actually think that video's at like almost 5 million views now.
Yeah,
I know,
exactly.
it's crazy.
Like
blind.
when he posted it, that shit blew up right away. I was like, damn, why didn't I think of that? That's what I thought.
I got goats walking around my patio. I mentioned before we went live, but
I know.
She's doing the pool right now, and the goats are just walking around her because they just escape the enclosure and walk around the yard. They don't
Oh my
stay.
God! Well, let's jump right into it. I want to jump right into that topic because I know that. So when we first met, you hadn't even bought your house. You
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so
I don't think so. I'd have to look back. No, I did not.
I think that you might have just bought your house, but you didn't move in yet. And you moved in, and I know you had some trouble because you decided you were going to build a farm on your property, and I don't think your neighbors enjoyed that, right?
No, I have really good neighbors. I have this guy across the street, super cool. My neighbors next to me are cool. Even those at diagonal are cool. But these people behind me, as a matter of fact, listen to this. 10 o'clock p.m. I got a bunch of people. I mean, we got friends at this point. I won't lie. COVID's like a thing for my age. We're just hanging out.
Right.
I got 20 of my close buddies. We're just chilling. And the fireworks were lighting off left and right. And my neighbors come out and they're like, how many more do you got? And they know me. They just don't like me. I don't know why. I have no idea. Maybe noises. Goose is making noise. I don't know why they don't like me. But they're in the backyard. How many more you got? It's getting late. This, that. And it's 4th of July.
Oh my gosh!
What time was it?
On 4th of July.
10 o'clock.
And when I mean, man, they're my neighbors across the street are blowing mortars off. My neighbors next to me are blowing mortars off across the street. I mean, the sky's lit.
Yeah.
And I'm the only one. She's yelling at her backyard. Can you please quiet down? I'm like, oh my gosh.
Dude, we have.
Did she not have plenty of time to prepare? Because it's kind of like a national fucking holiday.
And I guess
Jesus
it's reasonable
Christ.
because they do have show horses, I think, or something. I can't see because they have giant.
Right, but
you know what I do?
But they do have horses, but I have I know they give these horses some sort of medicine.
Sedative.
Yeah, they usually do.
Yeah, it gives them
they give them.
I don't understand. It's not like I'm blowing them over your house. I'm in my front yard. I'm not even in my backyard where you're at.
Well, yeah, and everyone's doing that. But it's funny you say that, dude, because we have the same situation. We live on a cul-de-sac.
Oh yeah,
you know? And,
dude. Oh,
and
shit.
literally, we have a really pretty nice house on this cul-de-sac. You know, the nicest house on the block.
Okay,
you know.
Trump.
No,
we have
the nicest house on the whole block.
The whole block. The nicest house.
No, we take care of our house. We have a nice house.
It's a beautiful home.
It's a beautiful home.
That's another thing that's crazy is I keep my property so I mean, besides the wrecked house that blew away in the storm I had a while ago that I just pushed to the corner because they like it in there. The pigs like it. They go in and out of it. I don't want to take it out.
The pigs like it.
They like it. They love it. So
just rooting around.
Besides that, everything is very aesthetically pleasing on my property.
Yeah, that's the same with us. We have land, the whole shop. But regardless, we have a couple neighbors that just hate us for no reason. We've never done anything to them.
We've never done anything. I mean, noise complaints.
Well, we've done one thing.
What do we
I will
do?
say.
What do we do?
Speaking of fireworks, we did accidentally shoot one of our neighbors' houses with a big ass firework one time.
With a mortar.
Blew up in their bushes, and it was fucking awesome.
Why am I not surprised about this?
But
on the 4th of July, we didn't have any animals on the other side of this property because I have two sides of the property, an acre and a half on this side, an acre and a half on this side. So we did everything on that side towards the front, so the furthest away and the less, you know what I mean, the less commotion for the animals. And I threw a mortar. And when it blew up,
what?
Thing lit my banana tree on fire.
No.
Wait a minute.
Not the nanners.
Did you
just
just
on fire? I'm like, oh my gosh! I got a bunch of my friends running around with hoses, in the hose. My buddy's running full speed with the hose, and I'm like, yo, it's not gonna reach.
It sounds like a Benny Hill thing, like they're all just running around. Get it?
Did you say you threw a mortar?
Barehanded, yes.
You threw a mortar.
apparently it's better for the tree to actually get burnt every once in a while.
That is true.
That's
actually fucking facts.
That's controlled burn.
That's a controlled burn.
Yeah.
I do that in my life all the time. I just
me too.
fuck up
Allegedly.
a bunch of
Allegedly.
things all the time. Fuck up everything,
Yeah,
And then you
like
get
back
that
then,
nice
I would
controlled
go-
burn.
and then you regrow
I mean, I
even
went
better.
from this house was nothing when I
Can
got
you
it. I
hear
put
me?
into it. This is like
I think
my
you can.
riparian.
Right. Yeah.
So like I put every ounce of energy, you know, even my money, like this is where everything goes. Like I put everything into
Yeah.
this. So it's
Well, that's the thing. I mean, let's take this on this journey for people that don't know you, which I'm sure most of our people do. But I mean, so you started out you like, would you categorize yourself as like a fish guy? Is that what you started out, and then you started YouTubing?
now I would never want to be called that. To be honest with you.
Right. No,
And
not
I
now.
don't take it to heart if I do get called that because I don't really care if that's what people know me for because that's what some people found me from. But like
Sure.
I consider myself a vlogger. I film my life.
Right.
I film everything. I could film a vlog with just my friends. I just don't. And I feel like I should, but I just don't.
Right.
At this point I consider myself a vlogger. But fish guy, yes, because I did start fishing. Everything started from fishing. I woke up every morning and when the sun went down, I was fishing every day. And that's how I grew my Instagram following, which then actually brought people from Instagram to my YouTube at first. And I made little fishing videos, little gadgets at Walmart, and I did these little aquariums and stuff. And I kind of grew my following off that. And you know how YouTube works. It's a snowball effect. Once it's a slow moving process.
Yeah.
And everyone has their peak where they pop off and go up and down. We all have been through it.
Yeah. No,
but
it definitely is.
Yeah, but I started from fishing and it went to fish because honestly, I didn't have the land to do what I wanted to do.
Right.
I had my parents' house. We finally bought a house. That was the first house we ever bought as like a family. I always rented growing up. And I told them I want to dig a pond. And then they were like, all right. So we dug the pond. And most of my subscribers have heard the story many times, but for yours, I'll say it again.
Yeah.
I dug the pond. It was pouring rain. I'm like, I don't care. This is the first night at the house. I'm digging this thing. I'm going to make a video on it. I dug it, caught a bass the next day, put it in the pond, I think, and I started feeding it, hand feeding it, and it just traction. And from there, it just like grew. And then I kind of saw the views more than fishing into ponds and stuff.
Right.
And I had a hobby for both, but I was like, if I can do this and make a living out of it, I can really get somewhere else with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I started doing a lot more fish ponds, and then I caught an even more hobby for it, and I love it to this day. I love it. Clearly, I have so much.
Yeah, and these guys have been. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. These guys are, Bruce and Noah are like huge. Like I don't know how to fish. I wouldn't know how to put a lure on a thing, but you guys fish all the time.
Right.
That's all I do. Like, see, if people were like, "Why don't you film it anymore? Why don't you do this?" Like, any moment in time where I get some free time and I can grab a rod and go fishing, I am fishing because not only is it like a stress reliever, but it's just like that's where I'm from. That's what I am meant to do on this. Like I am just meant to be on the water. Fishing, I'm born to do it. I can tie a knot with my eyes closed. I can catch a fish with my eyes closed. That's how I am.
And you're a Florida guy. You've been for Florida your whole life, right?
Yeah, I actually was born in New York on Long Island.
Oh, sheesh.
Yeah, not many people know. And even the famous birthday thing online says I'm born in Jupiter. False.
Right.
Like, I was born in New York, and then my dad actually got a job in West Palm, which is obviously where we live in Jupiter, Florida now.
Yeah.
And then we moved here when I was about 4 or 5 years old. And now I'm almost 20. I'll be 20 this year. So.
Now, again, I know nothing about fishing, so I'm going to make myself sound really stupid. And you guys know a lot more. What do you catch? Well, you can catch anything down there because everything's invasive, right?
God, yeah. There's everything.
What can't you?
I think I could show it. I went diving with sharks yesterday.
Oh,
completely
so
we were just talking about this.
Damn.
So it was free diving, though, not with a scuba.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
nice.
me.
That's awesome.
I am
I'm
envious
jealous
right now, dude.
Yeah.
That is literally like a dream.
That's
for me.
pretty cool.
This was all yesterday. I mean, we have a professional photographer with us.
And that was
We
all.
went out
That
with
was
shark
all.
at it.
So were those
Yeah, I was
those
gonna
nurse
ask you that.
sharks?
Yeah.
These are silkies. So we saw
Oh, okay.
silky, sandbar sharks, bull sharks.
Oh my
hammer-
god, that's so badass.
everything.
Yeah, I was
Wow.
going to ask you if
That's
it was
sick.
Shark Addicts because I follow those guys.
Yeah,
on Instagram.
they're cool, man.
Yeah,
Dude, they're cool. Such great
I
guys.
actually do
Yeah, I'd
follow
like to
them
get out.
too.
I have a good friend of mine. As a matter of fact, I've been talking with Chandler, from Chandler's Wildlife, about going out and doing some shark stuff. And I want to bring on our friend Andy Brandy Casagrande. I don't know if you ever follow him. He's
I love his name. God, I love his name.
ABC. ABC Explorer is his name, and on Instagram. But he literally shoots like 80% of Shark Week is shot by him.
Wow.
So he's like probably the most like decorated shark cinematographer on the planet.
For sure.
And he's a good friend of mine.
Yeah. No, this guy was dope. We actually brought a clear kayak out. So what it was, it was more of a fun trip for the team because, you know, they bring clients out every day. That's just like part of this. And they were like, hey, we have a trip at 11. Let's go out at 7 a.m. and let's just do something fun with this company my friend owns. And it was like a company that had clear kayaks. And like, look at this picture.
Oh my God, that's dope.
That's badass, dude.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
So we're like, I have videos I posted to TikTok too. Like, I mean, we're kayaking and these sharks, they're throwing bait in the kayak because the sharks see it through the glass.
Oh my gosh, that's
no.
And the sharks are coming up, they're bumping the kayak and we're like almost
wow.
crazy. And actually tonight we just got invited to do the nighttime dive, the first ever nighttime dive they've ever done.
Wow.
It's we're driving out.
That's
like
smart.
Do the first one, yeah.
Yeah,
We
that's
have
what
4
they say, right?
active LEDs that are dropping in the water, and they'll light it up like daytime, but it's night. And we're gonna chum the sharks up to the surface and then go nighttime diving with them.
Oh my
Honestly, I'll be straight up honest. I'm gonna make a YouTube video on it. I'm scared, like literally. You know what? Like,
oh my gosh. See, I've never been in with sharks, but I have been fascinated with sharks, and it's like one of my
I'll tell
dreams.
you one thing.
Mhm.
I don't mean to interrupt you,
Yeah.
but I'll tell you one thing. I'm just scared because it's nighttime. I have so much more respect for these sharks after swimming with them yesterday, like on a whole nother level type respect. They literally are so trained. They're like puppies. He grabbed one. They all have hooks in them and marks in them, and like he grabs this shark by the nose, holds it there, and like tickles it, and it like tips over, and he pops the hook out of its mouth. While it's there out of its mouth, he's like popping it out. And then he pushes it, and it just swims away, and he got the hook out of its mouth.
Well, that's everyone I know that deals in sharks says how amazing they are, and they shouldn't be feared. And that's what I'm saying. I'm so fascinated. I've been fascinated by sharks since I was a kid. I don't think I would be afraid getting in the water with them. I think that I would be fascinated. But until you do it, you just don't know.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, and you know how the media is. I mean, media brainwashes people to that stuff. Like, all the shark attack this, shark attack that. I mean, literally, dude, these sharks are attacking you not only because there's many multiple reasons. But like you got to think of it this way: they're just like us. They get hungry enough, they're gonna investigate on anything they see. I'm sitting right next to them. There's 5 people surrounding with 20 sharks.
Yeah, exactly. Like pigs probably. Pigs probably are like, man, stay away from those humans. They're killers. Yeah. They stole Frankie last week. But really, we can be very loving individuals that we just can't get a bad rap.
And it's respect for the animal. And even you know that with dealing with snakes, reptiles, and everything. If you show respect to the animal, they're going to show it right back. Yeah. So like you were swimming with them, you know, being real gentle, feeding them chunks at a time, not just being loud, moving a lot. You know, you just want to be like real smooth, and it's like swimming with a freaking puppy. Like literally.
It's crazy.
Speaking of animals with stigmas, you know, I just have to share this because I just thought it was interesting. Since we were talking about diving and everything. You know, one of the dives I remember the most ever in my childhood was we had gone on the Gulf Coast, and it was me, my dad, and we were like, it was just a regular commercial dive kind of thing, and then we went out, and then like immediately they tell us before we go down, they're like, hey, there's not a lot of fish down there because there's a barracuda sitting down there. Right. And they were like, so make sure you take all your watches, everything silver, anything like that off or whatever before you jump down there. And so we still went in there, and I've never felt so chilled by an animal in my life. But watching that thing sit there while currents moving us back and forth, and it was sitting still. Yeah.
And the thing that's interesting about barracuda, I don't know if you've ever dove with them, Paul, but they'll like stay like
a story today.
Yeah, they'll stay like 3 or 4 feet away from you, like no matter. They're so curious, you know. They're very curious. Oh man. And I dove off of Lou Key, not too far.
I love Lou Key.
Yeah, Lou Key's amazing, and the barracuda's there. It's at first you get.
I think it was Key Largo where I went off.
Yeah. So it's wild, but I agree. I've got to do some more diving for sure.
The cooties actually are more aggressive in a pack. So when there's more in a school is what it is. But like when there's multiple of them, they're definitely more aggressive and more curious. Honestly, I think the whole barracuda biting you with jewelry thing is a whole myth. I really don't.
I've never seen it. Yeah, I've never actually seen it.
Because I've worn jewelry, necklaces, bracelets. I mean belts. Like you don't go in the water with a belt, but you jump in the water. Your friend pushes you in. And there's definitely circumstance to where it does happen. 100%. They don't know better. You know what I mean? But like, I mean, today, for instance, take this in account. I had my necklace on. I'm not afraid of it, like anything in the water. Like I'll go in anything. So I'm swimming, and we're in like 25 feet of water. I'm gonna post this video. Will go live on my channel tomorrow. But we were snorkeling, just picking up invertebrates and cool things for my buddy Nick's tank. And I'm like going down under this giant ledge of the bridge. And as I come under the ledge, I grab the ledge because I have no fins at this point. I'm just swimming against current.
Oh, wow.
So I grab it. I'm like 20 feet down, 15 feet down, and I pull myself under. And as I just turn my head and look under, 5-foot barracuda just sitting like, just chilling right there, face to face. And I got it all on video, and I look at it, and I'm like, whoa, and I put it right back, and I just put my head right back up, and I come up to the surface, and I take a video of it from above, and even from above, it was huge. So like,
golly,
I have once again, you know me with fish, I have a passion for all types of fish, but like, that is just an incredible animal. The way they eat things, I mean, I fish the pier like I'm growing up every day, like.
Well, that's
we used to catch bonita, which is like a species that's in the tuna.
Bonitas are cool, yeah.
It's not as good tasting as a tuna. But we used to catch them, and we'd have 7-foot, 60 to 80 pound barracuda. The head's this big.
Wow.
I mean, it can eat a human in half if it wanted to. I literally am not kidding you.
Wow.
And we'll come up and eat the whole barracuda, one bite, 2-foot fish, gone.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
so like they are aggressive.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but I will say, the one thing. I mean, there's so much I want to talk to you about, Paul. But the one thing.
I'm here. We got time.
Yeah. The thing I was really number one. When did you start to have success on YouTube? Like I mean, you're a young guy, but this is your living. I mean, you bought a house, you've got cars, you've got. I mean, you're doing pretty well.
Yeah. So 2014 February, I believe 24th, if I'm not wrong.
Wow.
I started my channel, which was nothing. I was never even my intention was never to make a living off of this. Yeah. I just did it for fun, like literally. And I started, like I mentioned, fishing. And I think 2016 was like the year where I was like, okay, like I was in school. I didn't want to go to school. I was never a fan of school. I'm not, it's not meant
Sounds
for
like
some
Noah.
people.
Yeah, it does.
These days, it's really not meant for everyone. And with social media, you can make such a great living. You see all the people that never graduated and they're so successful, but like, and you got to definitely have a mindset that's not for everyone. Obviously what we do is very hard on the brain.
Yeah.
But like, what I just took in, I think 2016, I started posting like every other day for like 2 years straight till about 2018, I believe, maybe 2017 to 2019. I did not miss every other day. Like I just grinded my ass off, like every single day. I made a deal with my parents that if I made so-and-so revenue this month off ad, obviously I got monetized and I was stoked about it when I made $40. Then I made 400 and I was like, hell yeah. Yeah. And then my parents were like, if you make this much money, we'll let you go homeschooled so you can put more focus into it, because they saw potential. My parents are very understanding. Like they saw potential in obviously their son, but not only that, YouTube and the social media in the world at that time. So like, I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. Like I'm going to grind my freaking ass off and I'm going to make this much money so that they see. And it wasn't about the money to them. It was about, would I actually do this? Yeah. Would I actually put the work in? And the number was just a thing for them to say, you know what I mean? Sure. Oh, if he does this. So I worked my ass off. I actually made that much revenue that they wanted me to that month. And then the following month, I doubled it. Wow. And then after that, it just kept going up and up and up. And they were like, okay, go homeschool. Like, this is what you told me. We made a deal. They're not going to lie to me. You know what I mean? They made a promise. And I said, okay. So I went homeschool. I did it for a couple weeks. And then me, just being the person I am, I just stopped doing it. Nice. I literally just stopped doing it. My parents just were like, it's really never been. I failed 5th grade. I failed all my tests.
Oh, me too. I failed 5th grade too. That's cool.
I couldn't comprehend. It just was not meant for me. So I was like, I'm just gonna do my thing. This is what I'm meant to do. My brain is so creative. It's insane. Like, it's just like insane. I think to be successful as a social media guy, you have to have an unbelievable creative mindset.
There's no doubt.
I completely agree. Because like Jesus.
Yeah. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, all these people, their brains are so creative. Like the little things in the videos that not many people would catch on, but even you being a YouTuber, Noah, you editing and stuff now, like you'll see these things and be like, damn, he really thought into that to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's a difference between a video and something that's going to catch hundreds of thousands of people's attention.
Exactly. The littlest thing. Yeah. The littlest things.
Well, we see, like Jay and I and Noah and everyone here, we'll see. Sometimes we'll do unbelievable amount of work for something that equates to 10 seconds of a video.
A lot of the time, for sure.
And,
I feel you on that. Trust me.
and thankfully, I edited all my stuff for years. Now I have Jay, the one behind the voice and the behind the curtain.
disembodied
Is
voice.
that you, God?
The voice in the
Jay?
heavens.
Is that you, Jay?
That's me,
But
baby.
Jay is the type of guy that will go the extra yard to put that zoom blur in or that mask in or whatever it is, and
Yoshi sounds.
Yeah, and it makes a huge difference. And we all know, because we've all edited, that every time you put that sound in, you got to find the sound, you got to download it, you got to convert it, you got to upload it.
My minor form of editing, by the way, has only been on iMovie, so don't include me in this. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like,
I like to say this too. I mean, everyone starts somewhere. Like, iMovie I started on I think it was called Video Shop on an old Windows computer.
Wow.
That's all I use, and I would just cut clips. I didn't do anything other than cut clips. I didn't do audio. I didn't add music. I didn't make an intro, sound effects, nothing. Yeah. I just added some little things together with a computer I got. I think it was my mom's old computer, and that's what I used. Yeah. And from there, obviously, my revenue, I was able to buy myself, finally get a MacBook, and then I used iMovie off the Mac. I believe I used iMovie. I edited on my phone at one time, actually.
Oh my gosh,
that's a Florida thing.
I did.
It's a Florida.
No, wait, hey, stop that, because
right.
I do that all the time. I don't have a computer. I don't own a computer.
Where are you from?
Alabama.
That's close enough.
Yeah, well, Paul, not to throw my good friend Savannah from Gatorland under the bus, but we love you, Savannah. I love you to death.
Lots of love.
You know Savannah. She literally edits she edits her YouTube videos on TikTok. So she uploads them to TikTok because it has a better editor than, say, her iMovie on the thing, and she edits on TikTok and then exports.
It's real.
I'm not trying to be sexist, but that really is kind of a girl move. I'm not gonna lie. Like, let me use Snapchat filters, or let me use Instagram filters. Let me use this filter on this fucking
You gotta have
service.
respect for that.
No, you got to do it, and I love Gatorland stuff, so I'm not bashing it at all. I think it's great. Speaking of TikTok, I know I'm going to be all over the place here, but have you heard the latest news? I mean, we're working hard on TikTok, growing our following, and the latest news, like they might ban it, huh?
Yeah, I was just talking about it, like literally 10 minutes ago. Before we started this, I brought it up, and I was like, is this gonna be banned from the U.S.? And to put that in perspective, it's like the biggest app. But honestly, and I'll be straight up with you right now, I love TikTok. I'm not honest with a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I honestly think it's a pretty toxic app. Like,
really?
I think it's great. It's very easy. It's very easy to grow, and which is good for us because we can bring people in from everywhere and then bring them to other social media platforms.
Right.
But the bottom line is, I mean, there's so much drama from it. There's so much, like, it's just in general, if this is true, what they're claiming is true, that's even worse.
Yeah.
And it also takes people from YouTube, and that's where, I mean, you got to.
Right.
You're right.
Dude, it's also.
If TikTok was gone, the audience on YouTube would fly up again.
Yeah.
It's brain numbing. TikTok and Instagram are brain numbing.
Yeah, because it's such
more
fast,
TikTok than Instagram, I feel like.
I agree.
Yeah,
TikTok's the
100%.
worst.
I agree. It's way worse. TikTok is.
The fucked up part about it
stupid.
is what made me like addicted to TikTok was because I blew up so quick. Like
Yeah.
I went from being just a guy with like 400 or 500 followers to 80,000 followers like that.
That is the hook, because it is the only platform that you could have 200 followers and have a 1 million view video.
Yeah.
And that was the allure to it. But I agree. I actually personally like TikTok. I've always enjoyed it. But I will say,
once again, I love it. I think it's a great app. I just think it's toxic.
Yeah. Well, I will say that I've never read the comments on my videos because I've heard they're so terrible.
TikTok's got the most terrible comment thread for sure.
Man. I instigate it and troll people so hard on it.
I stay away from the comment section on most things. The only comment section I really follow is YouTube.
Instagram a little bit, right?
Oh, really? See, here's how I work with my comments. I think TikTok, I don't really get a lot of hate, to be honest. I don't think I do much.
That's so crazy.
But like, I really don't. TikTok, I never really bother going through the comments just because it's so confusing, that app, to me when it comes to that.
Yeah, it's not
easy.
No, it's not easy.
And even when someone likes your comment or someone follows you back, you never know it.
Right.
It's because there's so much going through your feed at all times.
Yeah.
So I think TikTok, I really just go through it after I post it. I'll like a couple, the first people that have the notifications on or something.
Yeah.
YouTube, I'll go through consistently, like throughout the day after my upload, it goes up. I'll even go back to old videos and go through them sometimes.
I do too.
I think I get a lot more hate on YouTube than anything. I can care less about haters. I'd be honest, straight up.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
It's only motivation at that point. But like, and then Instagram, nothing but love, man. I mean, a couple times
Instagram
here and there, but I think people are afraid to do anything on Instagram because their faces are on it.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I always say that, it's funny because I weirdly enough, I don't get a lot of hate on Instagram or YouTube. Really good. But whenever I do have a negative comment on YouTube, it's always someone that doesn't have an icon. It's just like that blank icon, and you just know like that person won't even put a name behind their comment. And then you'll like every now and then. And normally I just laugh about negative comments. Like I said, very rarely do I get them these days on YouTube. But every now and then when I get something, I might click on them. They've got like they don't follow anybody. They don't have any subscribers. They have no content. So it's almost like they made the channel just to make a comment.
Just to be a petty little shit.
Yeah,
I mean, think about it this way. We upload videos every day.
Yeah.
You do at least. I upload every other day. You'll have dislikes. You'll have 10 dislikes in 1 minute.
Yeah. And it's
There's
funny.
no,
like
they
they're
can't
literally
even watch
waiting.
the video in a minute.
Well, it's funny because every now and then you'll have someone go like, "Oh my God, the video's only been up for 2 minutes and there's 8 dislikes," and I'm like, "Yeah, but there's 300 likes." I'm going to focus on the 300 likes in the first 2 minutes and not worry about the 8 dislikes.
Our target audience is clearly the people that like this. Like, holy shit.
The haters that are disliking are still coming back to watch it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, that's
just adding to it, baby.
That's why I don't care.
And not always.
If you don't like my stuff, don't watch it.
I'm telling you.
There's many more people that do it out there. If you like them better, go watch them.
Fucking A,
I've been in a...
Like, literally.
I've disliked videos before just because there were so little dislikes on it. I was just like, well, someone's got to dislike it.
You petty little fucker.
No, honestly, I've done that before. Or like there's this Justin. No, listen to this. It's even better. There's this Justin Bieber music video.
Okay, that I dislike.
The most disliked video on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. And it has like millions, like 10 million dislikes. And when I heard about this, I was like, I gotta go add mine. So I went.
I gotta be part of it. I gotta be part of it.
Dislike, man.
See, I've never disliked the video, but
it's like the YouTube rewind.
Yeah. I was just like, yeah, dude.
I disliked that one too.
But it's funny because I did have someone comment. Like this was a couple months ago. They're like they comment. They go and they're how everyone would be like first. This one was like first dislike. I love the video, but no one had disliked it, so I wanted to my first. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
No, it makes perfect sense to me because like I feel the same way.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy, but it's
I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Like I don't understand it. I really don't.
So what, Paul? What is like? Since you've obviously created this, YouTube and really social media success, what is it that like has been the biggest shock to you about what you've been able to do? Like you know what I mean? I'm saying like I know you were out at the Logan Paul Olympic thing. I mean I know you loved Summer Rae. I think you got a chance to meet her and take a picture with her recently. And like
damn,
what else?
I like Summer Rae
what
too.
Is it? Which, by the way, I'm going to see if Summer Rae follows me right now on Instagram.
I guarantee
again,
you.
Brian, I barely could hear that.
I said I'm going to check right now. Which part? The part about Summer Rae or about
before the Summer Rae?
Yeah, what I had said is like with your YouTube and social success, like you've been able to do a lot of really cool things. Like I mean, we don't live a normal life because of that. We get to do things. So what are some of the things that really stick out? Like I said, I mentioned the Logan Paul Olympics. I said I knew you loved Summer Rae. You got to meet her and all that stuff. And then I mentioned that I was going to check to see if she follows me because she said she was going to follow me on Instagram the other day, and I want to make sure she does.
I get where Brian's trying to go at though, like what he's trying to ask. Because like for instance,
I've had a lot of great experiences. I think honestly, and I haven't talked to Greg much anymore, but like I think when I hung out with Greg a lot, we did a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
For instance, going to your place, going behind the scenes at this pet aquarium, like a lot of cool people we visited. For instance, Logan Paul's house. We did a bunch of famous people. We did like the Simpsons, like Bart Simpson. We met her. It's actually a girl.
That's actually cool. Yeah, I've seen her.
Yeah, so like I met so many people, like so many like cool people. And then the Logan Paul event, I was actually invited because I knew him after that, and he was like, "Yo." So that
Logan's a really cool dude.
Oh
I would love to meet that dude. He sounds like it'd be a lot of fun.
And now he's doing much better, but like that is the coolest influence I've ever met in my life. When it comes to like humbleness and like cool with anyone, and you're not just a big head because of who you are. He doesn't even act like he's who he is.
Dude, 100% was rooting for him on the KSA fight.
Yeah, well,
100%.
Yeah, I would. Well, it's like I've told people, like I've hung out with Logan a bunch and been out in public with Logan, and like when a stranger comes up to Logan at a store or out to dinner, he treats them as good as he treats anybody else.
Yeah, it's
and
great.
that
His mood like goes up.
Yeah, and
he's
so
like, hey, what up? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and it's crazy that he gets such a bad rap, because he's like I said, I've defended him from day one. I mean, I've always defended him and said that I thought he was a great guy, and he's, like you said, unbelievably creative. He's got a genuine heart. He's a good dude. He's the same guy. Like you said, he might have a little more energy on camera, but he's the same guy, just like I think we are. We're the same guys on and off camera. We might just have a little bit more energy on camera, But and Noah did a video with Logan. I mean, I was out doing a video with Logan, and I Noah was like, hey, can we do this thing? And Logan's like, yeah, let's do it,
Yeah, I literally stole his dog from him and, ran away, did this stupid little bit. But it was funny. Like, he let me do it, and we had a good time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Treated me like an
equal. At his house, it was like, welcome in type thing. Like,
and a lot of
met me before. For all he knows, I could freaking, you know what I mean? Like, I would never, but he's just very welcoming. So I think that's cool to have an influencer at that size, that it gets a bad rap, and everyone makes mistakes. So, like, it's understandable.
Exactly.
But I will say, man, doing a video with Logan can make you lose a bunch of followers, which is really a shame because people.
I'm telling you, when I made mine, it was crazy. I got bashed.
Yeah, it's like people just jump on the bandwagon. They don't know the guy. They just think like. And going back to the Suicide Forest thing, I've told.
Okay. Wow, we took a left turn.
Yeah, no, going back, we never hit it.
We're going back. Yeah, we talk about Suicide Forest.
No, I'm saying I'm going back to the incident that caused people to hate Logan so badly.
Oh, okay.
And I've said this a million times that if I was in Logan's position at that time, I probably film it too.
Me too.
I would like to think that maybe at some point in the editing process, uploading process, maybe I might have second guessed and said, hey, maybe this isn't such a great idea. But I don't think any YouTuber that's truly honest would say if they went to the Suicide Forest and found a body, they wouldn't have filmed it. I think every YouTuber would have. I think a lot of YouTubers at some point would have said, hey, maybe we should frame this a different way. And I think the fact that maybe Logan was like, you've never seen this before on YouTube. Maybe it was the way he framed it was really bad.
I mean, I'm sure that's 100%. But I mean, context.
I mean, it's definitely something that happened for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it took a better turn for Logan. Everything happens for a reason, and I think he made it. His channels and videos and content is so much better now.
Well, he matured so much because I think
he matured, and that's what I'm saying. Everyone learns from their mistakes. And not that was like, you know what I mean, like anything like he just got. It's one of those bandwagon things like where like for us in our perspective, that's something you might have just filmed. You never meant to come across that way.
No, you never want to upset people.
30,000 influencers that are all big on the site bash you for it. All their fans are gonna bash you, and then he just gets freaking destroyed. So
the response to that video was so overwhelmingly slated to the negative side. It was ridiculous. Did he deserve some heat? Probably, but the amount of heat he deserved. But that being said, like you said, I think that Logan, and I don't want this podcast to be about Logan, but I'm just saying that I think Logan was such a winner all the time, from the moment he wrestled and started Vine and did YouTube and Instagram, he won. He needed a loss to get himself together,
Right.
And that loss made him the person he is today. And I think that that's what we've all been through. I've been through plenty of losses, and
even he mentioned that.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
I mean, dude, I've known you for a good minute now, and like you've taken a complete restructure of your entire business, just because you wanted to do better. Yeah, and it was just like that to me. That was enough for me to want to fucking be a part of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like I think that when you're so stuck in your ways, it's like you're not willing to change, and it's kind of like what you said, Paul. You started as a guy that fished, but you saw an opportunity in some other areas to be an influencer, and I even said that about you to several people. I said that Paul's future is more about Paul's character than it is about his fishing and knowing about fish. You know what I'm saying? It's like people want to follow you, much like David Dobrik, right? People follow David because of what David does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't follow David because of one specific thing that he's done. You know what I mean? It's
following
like you
the
become
personality.
Yeah, you become a personality, you become a character, and you become a person. And I think that's what a true influencer is. It's just like me. I'm a snake guy. I'm a reptile guy. But if people are only following me for snakes and reptiles, they could follow a lot of other people that are probably even a lot smarter than me, to be honest with you, you know?
You want to hit a couple super chats?
Sure.
Yeah, do you mind if we hit a couple super chats real quick?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, cool. So we got Eric. He says, question for you guys. Greenish rat snakes, good pet, easy?
I would say not such a great pet, but easy.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Easy is a good. Yeah, rat snakes are pretty easy in general.
But yeah, go ahead.
Tyler says, hey, Brian, let me know if you need any custom stainless steel work done. I'm a welder and a fabricator here in New Hampshire. Wanted to try and help out nerds with stainless steel tanks, but it's crazy right now.
Well, yeah, reach
Thank
out,
you,
man. We
Tyler.
can always come
Maybe
up
like
with
a
something. I
sculpture.
mean, I'm sure even like,
I always need
Paul
a steel
probably
guy.
needs some steel guy for something.
I mean,
yes.
dude, I was going to say, like, even I could fucking use some shit.
I wish I would have known about 2 months ago. I got the TC logo on my front gate of the house, like the entrance to the house.
Oh, look at that.
And
Well,
it's split in half, like as the gate opens
oh,
up.
that's sweet, dude. I've always wanted that Jurassic Park thing going on. You know, that's what I need too.
Yeah, I need that too.
All right.
Next up is Pat says she was watching the vlog with the deformity, the snake with the deformity. Is it going to affect its health?
You know, it's yet to be determined. So Paul, we hatched a snake that was like heavily deformed, and you know, we don't know what's going to happen yet.
I don't watch a lot of YouTubers, but I try to get some. And I think I did see a little bit of that video.
Yeah, it was a really crazy thing, you know, and yeah, we'll see. You know, I mean, we'll give it the best shot we can do.
Solus Honky comes back, says, "Hey guys, greetings from Portland, Oregon. Nice to see you again."
Hey, Solus, what's going on?
I imagine him with like nothing but red hair.
Nothing but red hair, yeah. Yeah, he's just soulless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Someone about Paul. Yes, finally, Paul Cafaro on the podcast. I love the Reptarium, but I love Paul as well and been waiting for this collab dropping. All work for this. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, brother.
That's for you, Paul.
Yeah, be ready for a collab when I'm there in person.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
dude,
Yeah, we'll do some
that'd be
good
cool.
stuff. We'll have to do some shark diving too, man. Go out and do some diving.
Oh, dude, I'm on, like, these guys are, like, very close friends to me now. So, like,
yeah, that's awesome.
Like,
Oh,
dude.
yeah, dude.
I told them, I said, hey, listen, if I have a bunch of friends that are influencers that would love to do this. I'm actually going to reach out tonight. I'm going to get a nice, like, you know, like a letter written, like a good one, and get a bunch of pictures that are super cool and kind of reach out to a bunch of influencers, you know, Logan.
Yeah. Well, I would love.
Yeah, dude, spread the word,
Yeah.
man. Like, these guys sound like cool dudes.
That I have access to through DM.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna DM them that and give it a wing. You know what I mean? The worst I can get is a no or hey, I can't right now. I'm busy.
Yeah, no, I think. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
think
looking
it's-
forward to it.
I think all that stuff is awesome, and I think that it is an
Yeah, so
influence.
whenever you guys want to fly down to Florida, there's much more than just the shark dive that I can give you guys an
Hell
experience.
yeah.
with.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get back down there.
Especially
once-
right now. I mean, I know the COVID thing's going on, but the water is insane. It's
Really?
like glass flat 24/7 every day. I mean, talking like not a ripple in the water, offshore, everything.
That's
water's
me. Yeah, that's what I need to do.
Oh my god, my heart, it swells. I want to go there. Like, I want so bad. It's as rare I've ever been in water like that.
Yeah, I don't like
I have
chops.
the footage from today on this GoPro, man, like, I mean, it's 30 feet deep, and if you were standing on the shore, you could see a shell 30 feet down into the water.
Wow, that's
God,
incredible.
that's what
yeah.
I'm talking about.
Now, do you think
The
that's?
vision
Do you
is
think?
insane.
What do you think that
Cozumel,
is?
Mexico
Maybe
is like
less
that.
shipping. What do you? Why do you think it's like that right now?
Well, it switches up. It's the tide. So an incoming tide is pulling water out from offshore, which is crystal clear blue water just because of our location. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like the Bahamas there. So where that water is coming in from offshore through the inlet and it comes into the river where we dive. So that's crystal clear water coming in. And
Right.
sometimes it's foggier than others. You know, it just depends on the viz and how wind tends to stir up the sand, and then that
Right.
makes it more foggy. But on an outgoing, all the river water comes out, and obviously what's dumped in from the spillways from Okeechobee through the canals, all that nasty stuff will come out, and we'll have like periods of a month or two that'll just be black water, like
Oh, yeah.
brown water, trash on the bank. It's just nasty. It's just part of like the cycle, I guess. It's just
Interesting.
like the water's beautiful right now.
Yeah, we'll have
so-
to get you out here when you're up here too. You'll have to get out on the Great Lakes, do some fishing with
Yeah,
your boys.
I
Yeah.
actually do have a question for you about that.
Yeah.
So when you are fishing, what is your preference? Do you like the murky, the dark, the can't see through water?
So
or do you like
there's
the
two.
clear?
It's totally different. So that's a good question. Though. Like, so when it's clear, and it obviously depends on what I'm fishing for. Around here, you're mostly targeting like depends what you want to do. If you have shrimp, you're gonna be going for like snapper,
Oh,
black
red
shrimp.
snapper, I love it, dude. That's my favorite.
Yes, like that kind of stuff. If you're going for snook, which is my main, I love catching snook.
Never caught one.
You're gonna want to go on certain tides, certain water qualities. Obviously, clear is gonna be a lot harder, so you're gonna have to use a lighter leader fluorocarbon, which is not as reflectant with the light.
Yeah.
So like fluorocarbon won't reflect. It's more of like a dull color line.
Right. And it sinks a lot better than mono, right?
Yeah. Well, that's a whole nother story. Right. Sometimes it does. It depends on the brand.
So I wouldn't know that. Yeah, I wouldn't know that at all.
Yeah. So fluorocarbon, if it's clear, like that clear today, a fish you would eat would have to be dumb. And they would. Don't get me wrong, but it's clear. So I would use, if I was to catch a snook, and there was snook all down there. It's gonna be in the video. I would have used like 15-pound fluorocarbon, with like a small hook, and then hid the hook in the bait type thing.
No shit. All right.
And then if it's murky, you're gonna use. You can use dang wire for all of you. Like,
right.
That's funny.
So mainly when you're fishing like out there in the saltwater, are you mainly like using like octopus?
I would say my go-to when I'm snook fishing is 50-pound leader, 50-pound mono. Doesn't have to be fluorocarbon, and I'd fish on either the beginning or the end of a tide. And then slack is good sometimes too. Obviously depends. Mullet run. There's mullet runs that when they come up from up north, they'll pass through, and it's crazy snook fishing. But
yeah,
I'd say my
We gotta go
fishing, bro.
Yo, Paul, you gotta come. You gotta take Bruce and I, and we gotta go fish one day. I'm telling you,
definitely
honestly.
I'm
honestly.
telling you, man.
Let's
I
go.
got the crib, guest room. You're good. Just let me know.
Just head down,
honestly.
Good for
We're
sure.
coming.
Dude.
You know what I saw the other day?
On my fucking way.
You know what I
Yes.
saw the other day that I'd love to check out one day? I know
What's
it's not the normal fish thing. Is that that sardine run over in Durban?
Interesting.
You know, like, have you ever heard about the sardine migrations?
I
mean,
haven't
it is
actually.
crazy.
Tell
I
me
mean, we're
about it.
talking about like it's the
That's a
largest.
lot of fish,
I
right?
believe it's actually like the largest migration of biomass on the planet. So,
Whoa.
like, I mean,
Wow.
And that's
Wow,
probably
that is
true.
a title. That is.
I haven't even seen into that. I know there's like runs like that, but when I'm talking mullet run, I'm talking the whole surface of the water is mullet mouths.
Wow.
They open up for air.
Right.
You can walk. You can walk on these fish.
that's
Wow.
That would be a
Wow.
cool challenge.
Dude, that would be badass. That'd be cool as hell.
In certain spots, I've had nights where I go out, and I've had the best night of my life. It was like 2015. It was the mullet run. It was the bridge straight across from the inlet, which is where the water's going in and out. And it was an outgoing tide, so the water was dirty. The whole bridge was covered in mullet. Just mullet surface, the whole top. Snook are just popping everywhere. I could drop my lure and hit the water, catch a snook. I caught like 135 snook.
Oh,
Holy shit! Holy shit! That man just said $135,
Yeah.
bro. Holy
What the
shit!
fuck?
Between four of us, we caught 135 snook
Dude,
from
holy
like 9 o'clock at night to like 7 in the morning, sun up. We just fished the entire time. Our hands, we could not feel our hands. We had, like Dwayne the Rock Johnson muscles in the morning.
Oh my god, dude!
I
Shit.
know, like
were-
I catch
we
like
were go.
I catch like 12 bluegill, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm done with this shit. Like, let's go
Yeah,
home.
it's
Siri
You're
just popped
talking
up.
about-
I'm not gonna be able to hear you.
Was that?
I said I'll catch like 12 bluegill, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm ready to go home now. I can't even imagine 135.
Oh, bro, like you should have seen Noah pulling in his first smallmouth. This motherfucker was just like, "Oh shit, fuck, what is this?" Like,
so
it's like,
happy.
oh, dude, it was
I
crazy.
was so happy.
Dude, he cranked that bat. It was a big motherfucker
Yeah, it was
too.
big.
You know what I love?
The
You know,
longer you do it, the more fun it is because
Yeah.
you get more into it and like
Yeah.
learn more about it. And then
Oh, you know
put
what?
more effort
Becomes
and
more
catch it.
involved, yeah.
you know what I loved? We were
Yeah.
out. We were out in. I think we were all out in California at Jay's place, and you were filming. You guys were like in the frickin' pond and stuff like that, and Paul and Jay were going back and forth who was the best fisher. And
Oh.
they're like, I mean,
They will
Paul's like,
deny to the key guys.
Paul's like, no way, man. And Jay's like, I got you. No, I've been
Oh,
fishing for 4 to 5 years. You can't beat
All these
me.
pictures in the magazine. He's like, listen, well, I'm gonna take you out fishing. We're gonna catch some tuna, and we'll see who the real fisherman is.
What? Man, that's a challenge.
I'm
bro.
like, hey, I'm down. I mean, Jay's probably got some more muscle than me, but it's all good.
Yeah, no. Jay's a good guy, man, and
That's
he's
funny.
been
He's such a
he's
good
been
guy, yeah.
blowing up on the
That's
top.
another
man.
thing we like. That's another thing. I don't know. I mean, I know you have a lot of connections. David Dobrik and that kind of thing. But like,
Yeah.
I've met so many people. I mean, look at us. We met over social media. Like,
Yeah.
And now we're friends. So it's like
Yeah.
you meet so many people doing what we do.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing that's so nice, right? Is that for the most part, and I've been fortunate to work with a ton of social influencers, and I can honestly say I can only think of a couple, and I won't mention their names, that I didn't like.
Just
you
say
know
what
what I
it
mean?
rhymes
like,
with.
no.
Yeah, let's give it
I mean,
a small rhyme.
the vast majority of social people are super cool. I mean, like I said, there's a couple guys, but interestingly enough, interestingly enough, usually the guys that I've met that were really big on the platform, whether it be YouTube or Instagram or even Vine, that were assholes. They're gone. They died, because I think that your true
died in general.
Well, you're right, yeah, but your true character comes out, and and some of these people were like really like online. They were these like amazing, like, oh, look at how great I am. But then you'd meet them in person, and they'd be horrible people, and you'd be like, oh my God, I cannot believe what a disappointment. But I will say literally 99 out of 100 influencers that I've hung out with are like the nicest people on the planet, and we all just want the same thing. And I think that's the thing, right, Paul, is that it's really about doing what you love. We're just doing we're
I think
filming what we love.
Like for us influencers is you just can't let it get to your head.
No, gosh, if it does,
you let the numbers and stuff get to your head. And I've met influencers, especially when I was at the Challenger Games. Like when I met all of them, I met everyone. Like, everyone was there. And I'll actually point out a name who was just an amazing guy. You know the LeBrant family online?
Yes.
Look,
I'm not
dude.
familiar.
I've never. That is Cole, the dad.
Yeah.
I've never met anyone nicer in my life.
That's awesome.
Like the most humble person I've ever met in my life. And like, I don't want to bash names or anything, but you get Cole, who comes into the event, who is, not just totally humble, says hi to everyone, good to me, and like when I'm a smaller influencer, he followed me on Instagram off the bat like nothing. I mean, like that type of thing. The numbers aren't in his head. Then you get the influencers that I did run into that ignore you, that think like, oh, you're too small for me to talk to. Or like, oh, you don't, you're nothing. Or you do this, you're just an animal guy, like that type of thing. And then you get like, Austin, which I love the Ace Man, but don't get me wrong, but he comes in fully iced out, both arms iced out. He has 3 bodyguards behind him.
Oh
and we're at a charity event. Like Logan, the guy running it, Logan Paul, doesn't have a single bodyguard. Like,
yeah, you don't need a bodyguard.
Totally two different, totally different people, right?
Yeah, no, it is interesting that thing.
You won't need a bodyguard if you don't have $100,000 on your fucking wrist. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know,
like
exactly.
Why come with all that on your wrist? It's an event for.
It's a flex. It's the ego, dog. It's an ego thing.
But it's interesting how it's developed over the years. Like the early days of VidCon and Playlist, it was so freaking organic because people weren't making the huge money, and then the money came in and it became. But like I said, still overall, there's very few guys that I can honestly go like, wow, that guy was a tool or that girl was a tool. Usually they're just really nice people that are.
Yeah, and I want to clarify too, like if you make the money, show it, man. Like,
sure, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's nothing wrong with even me. I mean, I got my car. That's my dream car. I got my car.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of shoes. I do my thing.
A little bit of shoes.
Me too.
But like, if you're gonna do it. That's part of you working hard. You treat yourself. You know what I mean?
I
completely agree.
It was just the fact, the placement, where we were, what the circumstance was, that I was a little like. And even I think other influencers saw it too. Like, what are you doing, dude?
3 bodyguards.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
and again, I think like look at the Vlog Squad as a perfect example with David. Like people loved to see him buy his Lambo and buy. I mean, people loved it. It was like the fact is that people do want to live vicariously through the people they watch online. For me, maybe I'm not buying fancy stuff for myself, although I have a lot of shoes.
Buy fancy animals.
But I buy really fancy animals. I mean, I buy things that most people cannot afford.
I mean, dude, you've been to my house. My animals are a lot more valuable in my home. Like,
so, but I mean, I think that I've never ever looked at any influencer when they've like flashed. I've never been like, oh man, that's. As a matter of fact, it's a weird phenomenon where sometimes people get more successful when they start showing off more. I mean, look at Jake Paul as a perfect example,
You're correct. You're 100%
the more
right.
Jake, the more Jake shows off. I mean, he also gets more people that hate. More people that hate him, but also the more people that follow him. You know what I mean? Like people.
It's almost like a sign of progress. Like you don't know you're actually there until people really start hating you.
But that's kind of the Kardashian thing, though, right? You know,
I
mean,
actually,
it's like,
for instance, I met Jake. I just met him. I mean, I saw him at the Challenger Games, but I saw him again like a week ago.
Oh, okay.
I went out when he was in Miami because it's like right around the corner,
Yeah.
And I met him and a couple other dudes from his team. They're dope, man.
Yeah.
Like, for as much as they do all that, they're really, really cool people. Like,
yeah.
I mean, we hung out for, a couple hours, and like, it was cool because when I walked up to him, he goes, Jake, and I go, Paul, and he goes, whoa, like, it's like Jake Paul.
Yeah, Jake Paul. Mind blown.
Honestly, I wasn't even quick enough to get that right off the rip. Like when he said that, I was like, "Why is that funny?" That's why it's funny.
That's why everyone around us was like, "What the heck?"
It's like powers unite.
Yeah, but no,
it's like the Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I mean,
yes, dude. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. It's inevitable.
I love hanging out with him on like a personal level, like just chill.
Well, listen, the dude's super
dope people.
Yeah, he's super smart. I mean, obviously, you don't get as successful as he is without being smart. And a lot of his controversy. I think what's interesting with Jake and Logan is like Logan's the wholesome good boy. So when he does something wrong, it's like, holy shit, Logan just did this. Whereas Jake is the kind of like hardcore, I don't give a shit guy. So he can get away with a lot more, and people expect it from him. But I think a lot of that is just his persona. Like he knows the more he pisses people off, the more money he's going to make.
Yeah. Oh, he's smart.
And he's a smart dude, man. You don't make $100 million or whatever the hell he's worth without being a smart dude, And I give him all the credit in the world for what he's doing. But yeah, it's cool. So where do you want to go next? I mean, like, where's the I mean, obviously Corona is keeping us in place right now, but like, is there like that continent like Africa or Australia that you want to go, whether it's for fishing
so you're talking,
or whatever?
Not life-wise, you're talking content-wise.
I think life-wise too. I think life is content, right? I mean, like,
Go to Africa and chase some GTs, bro.
It's not going to be around forever, so like. And there'll be other social medias that pop up and that we will transfer every one of our fans over to there.
Sure.
And I hate to call them fans; it's pretty much family at this point.
No, of course, yeah.
Every one of them, dudes, for real.
Bond is unreal, but there's people that definitely know me more than like some of my family members.
Oh my
like
gosh,
100.
Yeah, people. We always say that people, because we're open to the public, so we have people coming from all over the country and sometimes all over the world, and it is crazy how sometimes, like you said, people come in, they'll know more about you than you know. You're like they know everything.
Like, whoa, what the heck?
So yeah,
it's
like
crazy.
You said, it is awesome. It's a community.
Where I want to be, like in the future, obviously you got to be smart with your money. So like, do some little things on the side, like me and you spoke about, even some cool things, like, but like. You just gotta, like, I take things day by day, honestly. I'll put it straightforward. Like, put some money to the side in a savings account. But like, I like to spend my money and put it back into what I do. So I like building this property. So I just see myself doing that until this isn't a thing anymore, and hopefully moving on to the next social media platform.
Right.
And honestly, just taking it from there, and then maybe buy property and do real estate. It's not even, it should be on my mind, but it's not. I'm so young. I'm only 19.
Yeah, you've got all the time in the world.
To be honest with you, I think it's actually kind of cool that you're open to it, though. Like, you very clearly don't, like, you have a path, but you're not necessarily trying to be like, all right, well, I'm going directly here. This is where I'm going.
And I think a lot of people, even people like that are close to my age, 20 years old, they're like, what am I going to do with my life? And yeah, you don't have the
Dude, I was. Hell yeah, when I was that age.
But at the same time, you're 20 years, you know what I mean? You're 19 years old.
Yeah, you've got all the time. Hey, I tell all the people all the time, it wasn't until I was in my 40s that I feel like I figured it out. And I mean, that's not to say you guys aren't going to figure it out until your 40s, because I mean, the one thing that I
haven't figured it out.
The one thing I've been
I'm 30. Yeah.
He's like, fuck.
I'm fucked, bro.
But it's like I've always said, I was always impressed when I first met you, Paul. I was super impressed with your work ethic and your humility. And but you, like you said, you've got a life ahead of you. You never know what's going to end up happening over the next 10 years. And I mean, like I said, I always have known I wanted to work with animals, but yet I didn't really figure out what I wanted to do until I was in my 40s, as far as like the direction in life. I found myself, I thought I was doing what I wanted to do, but now in hindsight, I was just doing whatever I had to do so that I could keep working with animals. And then I finally found my way, and now it's like it's a weird time, right? Because it's the happiest and hardest time of my life in a lot of ways. You know, I'm super happy with the reptile zoo. I'm super happy with, you know, the social side. I'm happy with my family and friends and crew. But at the same time, you know, I've got this mental anguish with just things going on right now. But I'll get through that.
I hope I get out there, you know, as soon as I possibly can. And even if this thing's still going around, I just, you know, come prepared, gloves, mask.
Well, I think once, I mean, listen, you know, I'm not, I'll be honest with you, I'm not too stressed out about things. I mean,
you want me to be brutally honest with you? I'm not stressed out at all.
Dude, you're 19. What the fuck you give a fuck about?
Well, if you think,
I think the media is hyping it up a lot.
Yeah,
but at the same time, you always got to be careful. You know, I'm always wearing my mask.
Risk there.
Of course, I've got my mask on if I'm outside the house. I'm always, you know, I'm not an idiot. I'm not just sitting there like spitting on, you know, I would never. I'm just saying,
that's what I like to do. I like to just spit on people.
I like to walk through the grocery and just start spitting on fruit. You know, just
Well, I think that, you know, not to go into the COVID thing too much, but I mean, Florida is the perfect example of, you know, there's 10,000 cases a day now blowing up, but yet there's 30 people dying. Now, granted, those 30 people, God bless them and their family, it's horrible.
God bless
but
them.
when you, but you
them.
just think like, I mean, really, like you said, you know, I think maybe in the beginning,
putting in the numbers that when people test just positive.
Yeah, which is just
that's the thing of COVID. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when if you
God bless all the families. Like I could not imagine like.
Yeah, but I mean, and I agree. It's something to take very serious. I think that we probably have overblown. So I'm not like one of those guys. We do, when we're open to the public, we wear masks. We do our thing because that's what we're supposed to do. But I mean, if it was up to me, totally up to me, I would just say let's just go. You know, we don't need masks. Let's just roll. You know, and really the whole herd immunity is probably the best way to get rid of this. You know, I mean, and we've certainly seen that the fatality rate has went down exponentially in the last 3 months. Whether that means the virus is weakening, whether that means that we're building immunities. I mean, I don't know.
They also even said though that it would die down in the summer, right? Like that was what they said. But it peaking back up like this does raise some questions of whether they were even being honest about it dying down in summer. They were just trying to maybe.
Man, listen, this is what I have to say about this. Okay, the motherfucking doctors, that rule the fucking world. They don't even know.
Illuminati.
Listen to this shit. They don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. You think us four motherfuckers are gonna know what we're talking about? Hell no.
Well, if nobody knows what they're talking about, then us not knowing what we're talking about, we're all just talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
We're on the same level now.
Exactly.
Regardless, the only thing I hate about it is that we, you know, Paul, I have literally in the last, no one knows this, since you were a kid, I travel all the time. I mean, like, I literally have been gone more than I've been home in the last 20 years.
That's the question I have for you. Not to interrupt this, but where would you want to? I mean, I haven't really said me. I'll say it real quick. I would love to go like visit like Hawaii, Bali, all those type of things, and just do vlogs. Would be cool. Nothing to do with like animals or fish. Maybe snorkel a little bit and show the fish because that's always fun.
Yeah.
But I just want to go take a vacation and vlog it, like everyday vlog, like Roman Atwood type thing.
Speaking of Roman, did you hear he's coming back?
Thank God, dude.
Yep. I hear he's coming back.
You mean the guy that let his fans name his child?
With the entire internet right there. What? That's that is the person why I am here, what I'm doing today. He is the reason. Like,
well, I love Roman. I love Roman.
I watched him every single day, all day. Watch his old videos. I was a mega fanboy of him. I mean, now I have much not less of a. I'm not a fanboy now. He'd be more of a friend if I met him now.
Sure.
But like when I was a kid 3 years ago, he used to upload every day. Like I would love his stuff. And then when he was gone, I was like, I heard about it because I didn't watch. I'm obviously too busy to watch every video he posts now. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like crazy. I heard he was okay though, so I was kind of just waiting.
Yeah, he said. I guess what he said was he's been gone for 6 months, and he said on Twitter, he said, we'll be back because we need more positivity in the world, and I have a hell of a story to tell. So I don't know what that means, but there's obviously something crazy. But I do agree with the whole like cancel culture and with all the negativity that's going on. I think Roman just felt like, hey, let's get back there. And I've met Roman a handful of times. Super, 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 super nice guy. I mean, like one of the nicest dudes you'll ever met. Yeah,
he's one of my. I got to meet him.
Yeah,
like,
he's
like.
So
And
to
I'm
be
sure
honest
my-
with you, this is like us talking about fishing and you guys.
Yeah, with
talking
me,
about,
you
I
don't
have
know
no
any
idea what
Yeah,
you're
Bruce
talking
isn't
about.
a YouTube guy.
I
at
really
all,
don't
so.
watch. I think I watch maybe 2 YouTubers, and I don't even really.
The
like, I
YouTube?
love you to death, bro.
I don't know
but I
the
live it, and I
YouTuber,
don't
yeah.
really want to watch
Yeah.
our YouTube
No,
channel.
it's but no, I think we were supposed to do. The only thing that Roman was always tough on is there was probably 10 times we were supposed to do videos together, and then he would always cancel at the last minute. He'd be like, "No, I'm not going to do it. I'm too
Damn.
busy or something like that." So, and then remember when he put on like that demolition, or well, he was going to put on the demolition derby.
Ooh, that
Yeah.
sounds
Do you
fun.
recall that?
Yeah.
It was so funny because I had Roman's contact info, and then I had 20 guys that are good friends, including Logan. Alex Mandel, Holly Mandel's son, and Ed Bassmaster, and all these
Name
guys that are
throwing.
super,
Name
super,
throwing
super,
hard.
super friends. With Roman, and all of them reached out to Roman because I was like, I need to be there for that. I need to be there, and everyone and he ghosted everybody about me. I mean, like he didn't respond.
That's probably why.
He just maybe I went overboard. Yeah.
Everyone hit him up. He was
But he was like,
"Who the hell is
hey,
this
we need
guy?"
influencers in this, and so I'm like, I gotta be in this. And it was funny because even in his Twitter thing, there was like hundreds of people that were like, at Snake Bites TV, at Snake Bites TV,
Seeing
and
you in a
and he just didn't
demolition
respond. But then
derby.
it didn't work anyways. He never did it, so I don't know what happened.
Bro,
but-
I really hope you get that opportunity again. I want to see you in a
Yeah, I need to
demolition
watch
super
that.
derby so bad, dude. Oh my god, that sounds like the best fucking thing ever. You're just going like,
Brian Martin.
oh, stop hitting me!
Stay wild.
Ah!
Be kind to somebody. Boom.
Don't fear respect.
no, but
He's just
it's-
shouting out fucking
It's
catchphrases.
like, oh, guess what's here?
Oh, is
The
your
My
food
filet
is
mignon.
Your filet
Front door.
mignon. Oh my
Filet-
god.
Damn,
So
this
so
motherfucker-
boys and girls, if you work hard and you get YouTube success, you can have a filet
Wait.
mignon.
A flamme.
Oh my gosh.
Flamme Lemillon.
Filet mignon. So it's
You want to hit a couple super chats?
yeah, let's hit a couple super
Yeah,
chats,
let's
please.
wait for the filet
So-
mignon.
wait.
Let's get back to. You want to throw that up on the board? Oh, here's the fillet.
Oh, damn, it came in a bag?
Oh man.
With a
Coke?
This.
Yeah,
Oh
he did.
my gosh. Well, we got to at least watch the
We're
unpack.
live.
The
This is
unboxing?
live.
Oh,
This is the unboxing.
This is live
Dude,
unboxing.
We're literally live
I want to see
unboxing
this
filet
shit.
mignon.
Is
I
there a
wanna see
baked potato?
Actually, I'm hungry too, man.
Yeah.
We haven't
Oh
eaten.
my
Hey,
God.
you better cut up and open this, and I want to see exactly how cooked it is.
Oh,
That
it's
looks
got to be.
absolutely beautiful.
That's beautiful.
That's not the first time you said that, Bruce. You gotta cut up and over that show. Oh shit, that shit looks like
Anyone-
prime
you're like,
rib.
God damn it, man! Like I thought we weren't supposed to talk about this shit. Oh man, I would have been so worse about this goddamn podcast.
That looks like that's. Is that Outback?
Hey Brian, do you have Outback in Detroit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Is that
Yeah,
Outback?
of course we do.
I knew it was. I
Did you
knew
get that
it-
bloomin'
He
onion?
acts like it was like something exclusive to Florida, bro. It ain't in and out. It ain't in and out.
Well, listen, Paul. I literally,
Chick-fil-A.
as a joke, I took my Australian friends to
Oh
Outback.
yes, I'm like, you want some Fosters?
Yeah, it was good. So, all right, let's hit some super chats real quick. Can you pull them up on the board?
These
Yeah,
are the
you
Critic
got
Cam
it.
guys, right? That you took the
All right, let's
Outback?
crush this out real
So
quick.
we got Clinton says, love your content. I'm a Protestant minister
right.
specializing in exorcism for over 23 years. If you want to hear some freaky, scary,
Whoa.
true stories,
Bro.
have me on the podcast.
Bro, literally,
Wait, yeah.
legitimately, what's his name? I'm sorry.
Clinton's 1978.
Clinton,
Yeah.
dude, email me. I will absolutely have you on the podcast. Seriously, I'm dead serious. I
Literally.
want to hear your stories, man.
we want everything.
Me
Yeah,
too.
so please,
Literally
please
everything.
email me. Say attention, Brian. I will have you on 100%. We'll have a great time.
Please, I want to talk to this guy.
Maybe
Sharon,
we'll
how are
leave-
you?
Oh,
Sharon just showing some love. Nice to see you, Sharon.
Hey, welcome
you,
back,
Sharon.
sweetie
And
pie.
Paul, we're just hitting some super chats real quick.
Hey, listen, I want to. We're just chilling. I'll
Yeah,
eat and chill.
Yeah, go ahead. Eat. You eat. We're gonna hit some super chats real quick, and then we'll
you
eat
do
and
you,
talk.
bro. You do you.
Courtney
I
says,
love
grew
how I
up.
go to the bread first, not even the steak.
Yeah, that's the best. It's the best. Yeah, grew up fishing in Michigan.
In
Northern
Northern
Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah, Northern Michigan's got some great fishing.
Oh my God, I would
UP.
like. I love the UP so much, man. Like we when we went up, me and Eric went out about trout fishing and shit like
Yeah.
that. Now I will tell you right now, I've never seen so many goddamn mosquitoes in my life. But out on the other side of it, it was actually
What else
really
you got,
cool.
Jake?
Like we ran
me a
into a lot of fish.
I just want to run through these real quick.
Right.
Let's
It
blast 'em
lagged,
out.
so
Let's
it
blast
went
'em
down
out.
to the bottom. So just give me
Yeah,
one
no, that's fine. I just didn't want to get off track too much.
Tanya says, just want to wish you all the best. Stay safe. And Brian, thanks for opening up the conversation about mental health. I have DMU on Insta, by the way. Air hugs from Netherlands.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you so
air
much.
hug
Yeah, and I'll continue to keep you guys posted.
Love you, Tanya.
Definitely, had much more better days lately. Today I'm not as good as what I'd like you to be, but maybe a donut might help. Go ahead,
Caitlin says, love to hear more about diff snake morphs, Brian.
Yeah, we'll do some vlogs on that stuff. Trust me, I promise you. And here's another one.
Yeah, my hubby and I send our love, by the way. Huge fans.
Yep, cool. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Redskin says, question for anybody: what inspires you the most?
Let's answer this question.
Yeah.
Let's answer this question. What inspires me the most? And then I want to hear what Paul has to say.
Yeah, I would love to hear Paul second.
I'll be honest with you. There's multiple levels of inspiration for me. But what drove me in the first place, unfortunately, wasn't very positive, and that was the fact that I was raised saying I would never amount to anything, and so I had to. I've often said, this is a sad thing, I'm sorry to bring the podcast down, but I've always said that I've been trying to prove my dead dad wrong for the last 12 years, that I'm not going to amount to nothing. And so that inspires me. But now that life is whatever, I'm inspired by everything. I'm inspired about, the people that follow us. I'm inspired, by everyone around me, what we can do with animals. I'm inspired by guys like Paul. I'm inspired by everybody. The world is full of inspiration. But
I would almost agree, like, right on there. I think what inspires me most is like being pushed by other people's, I love, by the way, I don't love it, but like when people hate on me and tell me I can't do something.
Yeah.
Oh, brother, I'm showing you wrong. Like, I swear to God.
The motivation.
When people hate, motivates the heck out of me. But I think the biggest inspiration to me is like seeing people love what I put out there.
Yeah.
And not only that, is seeing other people that are about my age or not even my age, people doing it. It's like, bro, if they can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
So that's like what inspires me to be better and do better and grow.
Yeah, and it's funny because I've made mention of this, and Noah's heard me say this a million times, that like my success on social was really learning from 18 to 20-year-old people, right? Like, and I was in my 40s at the time, and literally I looked at 18-year-old guys and learned from them, rather than saying like, oh, I've been around forever and they don't know what they're talking about. I literally looked at them and said, like, these people have it figured out. They may be young, but they've got it figured out, and I've got to emulate what they're doing, as opposed to try to make it like have this ego where I think I'm better than them. And still to this day, of course, I've always been young at heart too. Like, I don't have friends that are my age. I don't have friends that are my age.
We're your friends.
All my friends are young. But at the same time, I still look at I've always said, like, let's say reptile or vloggers. Let's say, like, I'm not going to look at a reptile vlogger and try to gain perspective of what I should do in the future. I'm going to look at David Dobrik, and I'm going to look at Logan Paul, and I'm going to look at Roman Atwood, and I'm going to look at Jesse Wellens and all these other guys. I'm going to look at Casey Neistat. Those are the people I'm going to look at for inspiration, and then I'm going to include it into what we do here with reptiles. But what about you guys? You guys inspired? What keeps you inspired?
Let me think on it. I have to think about it a little bit.
All right.
Oh my God, there's a lot of shit that inspires people. I kind of agree with the same thing. People doubting is inspirational because it doesn't. I don't give a fuck what other people say. It's a feeling. So if you're gonna be successful or not, because it's a feeling within inside yourself. And guess what? I hate to say this, but I kind of believe this. If you doubt yourself, just stop.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in yourself, what the fuck are you doing? You're not gonna make it. You have to. I have this fucking fire in my chest, right? Mm-hmm. And it's just always burning, just full of, just ready to go. But I have to just control it sometimes. I haven't been
that energy.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't been posting a lot recently because the way I see it, I said it on I think a podcast or a fucking live stream or something. it's like I'm a monk in the mountain at the top of the mountain right now. You know, I'm gonna go up there. You know how he goes up there for 12 years?
Yeah.
Are you with me? He's up there for 12 years and then comes back down, and all of a sudden he's fucking Avatar and he can bend air and water and stuff. That's what I'm doing right now. Take a little 3-month hiatus or whatever. Take it easy. I'm at the top of the mountain. I'm regenerating, man. I'm putting some wood in that fire. Come back. Burn the place down, baby.
Burn the place down.
Burn the place down.
But
Jay-
other than that,
it's
it's not quite done yet. It's
Okay,
not
go
quite
ahead,
done
go
yet.
ahead.
Also, other people that inspire me. For me personally, I've always loved laughing, making other people laugh. Just that kind of energy has always been pleasing to me.
Right.
So I look up to a lot of comedians.
Yeah.
There's surprisingly, it can be easy to look at comedy and think of just like people that are just stupid and low life and stuff. And sure, there's plenty of comics that are, right?
Right.
But I look at people like Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Great.
One of my
and
favorites, dude.
George
Wordsmith.
Carlin.
George
George
Carlin.
Carlin with a fucking
Exactly.
beast, dude.
And then
The
oh my
comedians who
God.
don't
Just
give a fuck.
so, but at the same time,
They're
with that
poets.
same energy of not giving a fuck, they are just telling you straight truth. In fact, so I guess what I'm trying to say is, people that achieve their dreams.
Yeah. Yeah,
Inspire
no, I
you.
completely
Inspire
agree.
me.
I like that. Honestly, I completely agree.
It's-
So for me, I'm gonna make mine somewhat short because to be honest with you, you guys sort of already said a lot of what I
Right.
already kind of think. But like kind of what you and Paul are talking about, Brian. Like the whole fact that someone's saying I can't do it.
Yeah.
And honestly, it started with the Nile monitor.
Right.
I remember you and Forrest and
No one
everybody
thought that
being
we-
like,
yeah,
we
that-
didn't
that
think we
thing-
could.
yeah.
No one thought we could do it.
Yeah. No one thought. Yeah.
And it was like at first I didn't think it either. Like I was with you. I agreed
Yeah.
with you guys because like overall logically speaking, it didn't make
Yeah.
any sense why that animal would ever turn
Yeah.
around. You know, and then it was like these little signs started kind of like
Yeah.
it was almost like it was almost like a I don't really believe in a god or anything like, but it almost felt like a kind of a sentient power telling me like, hey man, like there's more here than you're fucking trying for. You need to work harder.
Yeah.
You know, and like and like, but that honestly, dude, you, my dad, these large like male figures in my life that have been like not only positive but have also like been wanting to constantly move forward.
Driven,
Right.
very driven.
You know what I
people,
mean?
yeah.
Like you never want to constantly look in the past. You want
Right.
to go forward.
Yeah.
And to me, that's inspiring, dude.
Yeah.
That's incredibly
I agree.
inspiring.
Well, I
Because there's
appreciate that.
nobody in the world that I could ever think about other than you or my father that I've ever sat there and dealt with the worst possible bullshit.
Yeah.
People saying the worst possible things. And then on top of it, dealing with a mental anguish like you do and my
Yeah.
father does with his PTSD and all those sort of things. They've all dealt with this shit. And yet, here you are. My dad's has a master's in geology. He's a teacher. He fucking works for the government. He's making a fucking bank with a beautiful fucking house. You live in a beautiful fucking home. You have this wonderful fucking following. All these awesome people that love you for it. You know, and like all these things are incredibly inspiring to me because this is not what I don't want to be a content creator necessarily. I don't get me wrong. I might fall into it at some
Sure.
point, but like I'm always open to the future. I don't want
Sure.
to necessarily say I won't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like that's not necessarily where I'm trying to push for.
Right.
Like I just want to go with the flow. Do how life is sort of handing it out
Yeah.
to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think you're doing a great job. And I mean, I think you're falling into a position like I've said this is again and again. If we continue going on the path, a year from now, people are going to be talking about Bruce as one of the best animal behavioral guys in reptiles.
And I think
believe
that's a
that.
solid goal
and
to have.
I believe that's going to happen.
That's a huge
so,
goal. That's
yeah,
awesome.
So, a couple more super chats before we get back to. I know Paul's eating away, and I will let him continue
Dude,
to
he's
eat.
making me fucking hungry with that sirloin,
I
son.
know, right? I think we
that
we
filet
actually
mignon,
are
I'm
doing.
sorry,
We're actually
filet mignon.
Paul. We get right after we're done with this. We got to run home and do a HelloFresh brand deal. So I get to cook some HelloFresh
you motherfucker.
food.
Oh
So
my
I didn't get an invite, by the way. Throwing it out there.
yeah, they're good. I will say this. They signed me to a 12-month deal and then canceled my contract when COVID hit. So I was a little bit upset about it. But
that
then
makes the opposite of sense, by the way.
yeah,
from a
exactly.
company
For a
standpoint.
company that
That's
does
that
Yeah.
ships
To
food to
people
your
in
fucking
your
house.
house.
You're gonna cancel an order.
Right.
yeah, like that's when you should be really pushing for people. When there's no restaurants.
It made
But
no sense at
but
all.
nevertheless,
That
they
makes no
came
sense.
they came back to us and we're at least doing a few more,
God love
which is
you,
good. So
HelloFresh.
all right, well let's roll.
Cool.
What's-
All right,
what's-
so we
what
got
go ahead.
We got Peggy says, "Hey Brian, still geeked out from our visit to the Reptarium 2 weeks ago. You all were great. My heart really went out to your little deformed guy today."
Thank you so much. And yeah, we are going to do everything we can do to keep that little monkey going. So I appreciate
Hey,
you, and
thank you,
please come
Peggy.
back to visit us sometime.
And Tanya, she came back. She says, "Only just want to say thank you for thanks to you, Big. You don't know how much you guys are. Videos help me." Sorry,
Thank you.
that was a hard
yeah,
one to
it's-
read.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
But you're
thank you,
welcome.
Tanya.
I understand
Thank
your
you,
excitement for
Tanya.
sure.
Thank you so much. Really, seriously, we appreciate
Thanks,
your support on
Thank you
everything.
so much.
You mean the world to us.
All right, let's
Love
see.
you.
Let's see if we
So,
have anything
so I
else
want
here.
to throw out there
think
before you
that's-
get on to the next one.
Yeah.
A lot of people were commenting, and that these weren't super chats, but I've seen at least 3 or 4 people loving the Ivy and the Lucy T-shirts. The free
Oh
hug
yeah,
shirts.
those are good.
Dude, shout out to all you guys who bought those.
Yeah,
was
that
really
was-
cool.
I mean, yeah,
we
you
didn't
guys-
think, like,
you guys
I mean, we've been
crushed,
talking
yeah.
about this. We didn't even
Yeah.
think it would be as big. Even me and Jay were like, yeah, I like the Ivy one, but I don't know about the Lucy one. But man, people
Lucy was
love
number
it.
one. Lucy was
Oh,
number
Lucy
one.
was number
Crazy.
one?
Yeah,
That's
Lucy,
crazy though. We were
yeah,
all about
Lucy,
Ivy.
Yeah, Lucy free hugs. Just short, very small behind it was Ivy. I mean, but Lucy's was the number one. Yeah,
But that's super cool. That's
yeah.
badass.
Both on. It was Lucy free hugs, Ivy free hugs. Then it was Lucy non-free hugs and Ivy. That's the number
Oh,
1,
that's
2,
awesome.
3,
That's
4.
cool.
So
I like that you
pretty
had the
good.
variation too. The free
yeah,
hugs and
yeah,
the
it was
non.
pretty cool. Finally catching you all live here. Just wanted to stop by and say hey and let you know I'll finally getting to come to see you in August.
Oh,
that's
can't wait
for
to see
Tiffany.
you.
See
Hey,
you
I'm
in
I'm
August.
excited
Smallwood.
too.
Listen,
Smallwood,
Tiffany,
excited. Thank
Tiffany,
you,
we'll
Smallwood.
wait here for
Can't
you,
wait to
okay?
Yeah, we'll wait right here.
Well, we
Tiffany?
right here.
Let roses burn.
Let Roses Burn is back. Says, "Hey guys, got a question for Paul. What's the most unusual or largest fish you've caught?"
Oh, I want to hear
Did you hear that, Paul?
That's a good question.
He's like,
I don't want a big fish, obviously, and not to brag, and that's.
Oh, no, go ahead and brush off your shoulder there, guy.
I don't know how these flies got in my house. I swear, I keep it clean.
I saw that you caught a 200-pound grouper, right?
What?
I was gonna say, I think one of the biggest fish I've ever caught. At least the sharks, I'm not gonna count in this. I know they're fish,
Sure.
but I think that is the Goliath grouper. I caught that on a rod and reel off a wreck right here off Jupiter.
That's
It was.
awesome.
I could bring up the picture as I'm telling the story.
Yeah.
Like multitask here.
That is huge, man.
But I dropped the
200
bait
pounds.
down. The bait was a big Jack Crevalle that I caught previously that day, and
that.
I ended up pulling up.
Jesus.
Christmas, dude.
How long did
Wow.
it take you to reel that in, by the way? I would
It
love to
was
hear that.
extremely heavy. Like it almost ripped me in the water, which you've seen if you go to the YouTube and watch a Goliath grouper. My buddy Josh Jorgensen, Black Tip H on YouTube. He's got a lot. He's got like 2.
Oh, Black Tip H, I follow. I like
Yeah.
that.
So he's my good friend of mine, and one of the guys.
Oh,
that
I
used
want to
to
meet
live-
him. I
film
want to
my
meet him.
videos, now films his videos. So he's super
Nice.
cool, but he brought Logan out, Jake out, and they all slayed with him. But those fish are very strong. It took me probably about like 5 minutes to pull out.
No
Like, not even.
shit, dude. Dude,
Wow.
honestly, I was
You gotta
expecting you to tell me like an hour or some shit.
Yeah, 'cause
No, you just got to keep on reeling. Tarpon. Longest fighting fish I've ever had was, if I could find it, right here. This fish right here. It's not even that big, but I'll explain why in a second.
I mean, for us, that's pretty big, bro. That's
Yeah.
pretty big for us.
That's a small tarpon, but you'll see on the rod and reel that I caught it on, you see how small the rod and reel
Oh
Oh
is?
my
my
god, you have like a
God.
bass rod. You're catching that with like a
Can you
bass
see it
rod,
rolling?
dude.
It's like a 100-pound fish.
shit.
bro.
Holy shit, dude.
That was like, and keep in mind, I did it twice that day. So I caught two tarpon that were over 100 pounds on that little rod in the same day.
How do your rod
You have
not
to fight-
break?
Dude, how did
You
your
have to
reel not
fight them
burn the
the
fuck
way.
out from the line being dragged
You have
out?
to fight them super, super lightly. And then every time they come up for air, the air is going to give them more breath, like more fighting power. So you got to
Right.
put your rod tip in the water and pull down. What your goal is, they come up, say this is the surface of water right here. They're going to come up to roll, right? You want to pull your rod tip down here so that when they go to roll, they're actually just going to roll their body and flip. And that's how you get them up to the surface.
Ah, nice.
Then obviously after you catch it, you get if you want a picture, you get your picture, you grab it by the lip and you slowly, bump the boat forward and you revive it. I mean, it's still alive, but you get the water going back through its gills And I did that. You know, you do that for like 10 minutes. You just sit there and hold the fish and let it get, and then it'll kick off on its own.
Nice.
But
That's crazy.
That's how you revive it back to swimming. That was a big fish, and then my biggest that's not my biggest tarpon, but on that rod, yeah. My biggest snook to this day is 47.5 inches.
Holy shit.
That's crazy.
We get a 32-inch pike and we blow our minds.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Look
Holy
at that.
shit.
Oh my God,
That's
crazy.
a nice one too, man.
That's
Holy
dope.
crap.
And that's the spillway, so that's where the fresh water comes in and goes into salt water.
So
Right.
And he
do
would
you
sit there.
use a lot of bass gear when you're fishing for not tarpon, snooks?
All I fish with is bass gear. Look at the rod.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering because I saw the bait caster.
I mean, that's not a bass rod. That's a bigger bait caster, so that I have the chance to get either big bass, because I throw big swim baits for bass,
Right.
or I could get big snook on it too. So,
Dude, that's
but, I
fucking
mean, that's one
badass.
picture. Here's another picture of that same snook.
Nice.
Jeez.
Dude, it's a monster. Look at that fucking mouth.
Dude,
Holy
it's
shit.
ginormous.
Dude, the gills are bigger than my head. The
Dude.
These
gills are
guys,
bigger
these
than my
guys
head.
get
Got a lot of
so
legs.
excited.
Oh, that's
about,
fucking
you know?
badass.
Dude,
That's
This
so
is
cool.
now I know when I'm getting all like excited about snakes and stuff.
How
and
they
people are
feel.
like, "What the hell's wrong
Hey,
with
I
you,
got
man?"
both,
Like,
man.
I get it, man.
I get excited about fish and
You know,
snakes.
blue water is that's in our inlet.
Dude, I
Oh, wow,
saw
that-
that.
Oh my god, look at that
Jesus,
motherfucker.
dude.
Holy shit, that's a monster.
There's
You
a
guys
lot
got
of
you guys
like-
got-
you guys gotta go
I
down.
don't
We gotta
have
go
a lot
down there.
on
Dad,
so
Instagram.
bad.
That's at nighttime.
For instance, Dad, just so you know, when Bruce and I are going fishing, a big fish is this big.
Yeah,
I know,
A
yeah.
big
This
fish
big.
is 2 pounds.
It's like,
Like,
literally 2
like you're
pounds.
excited to get a 2-pound bass.
We're like,
around
oh my
here,
god,
dude.
it's so
Like,
big! It's
holy
8
shit.
inches!
I will say this though, like the one thing that he may not be able to get a chance to fucking catch. Holy
Look at
shit!
that.
Look at
That
that
was
fucking monster.
2014. That was in a freshwater pond, like a bass pond. And I pulled that out.
Oh, no!
What?
Dude, no!
What?
I don't know how it got in there.
Dude, Florida
How?
is so
How?
ridiculous.
Look,
How?
you can see the park rangers behind me. He's like, how the hell?
Right, dude? Like what the fuck? How the fuck that even
I
happened?
swam in the middle of the lake to catch that fish because it was gonna wrap me on branches and stuff.
Now, Paul,
Holy
can you
shit.
actually eat the snooks?
Can you
Percent?
actually? I've never
Yeah,
actually
there's a
heard about
size limit. It's 28 to 32 inches, and then it's also a part like a certain time of the year.
Oh, very cool. Very
it. Okay, all right.
Dude, that's fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
just to keep the population.
You know, honestly, like we should trade off here, cause like I don't know anybody personally, but we might as well do it. If you're coming up here, we got to book a muskie trip.
Oh,
We got to catch some muskie. I don't know if you ever caught muskie or
Yeah.
anything like
you
that.
ever caught a muskie?
But I would love. That's been my fucking bucket fish, like at least around here.
Let's
I've
do
been
it.
wanting to catch a muskie.
Where
real
do you catch
hardcore.
muskie? Where
Muskie are in deep water. They're
Deep
in
water,
back in
so
the,
like-
they're in the
like
Great
in the
Lakes.
Great Lakes,
We're gonna have to
okay.
go out in the Great Lakes. We'll have to
So-
charter a boat, and they'll have to take us out.
Huron, or is there like
Both,
Michigan?
any of 'em.
Any
Any
of
of
them.
get all
Okay.
of them, yeah.
They
Okay.
just about all have them. I think
Okay.
it's easier to catch them in Lake Erie.
In Erie.
That's
okay.
my
I've
understanding.
heard that too.
That is my understanding because
Okay.
I hear about more charter boats going out in Lake Erie and picking them up there. That being
Okay.
said,
Yeah, I did hear about Lake Erie with the muskie. I think it is.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
That's not that far.
yeah, and it's right off from where we're at here. So
Yeah, it's
like
not
like
bad.
that'd
that's
be
a,
awesome.
that's the one
like
thing.
yeah,
yeah.
if you guys if you hook us up with some cool ass fucking snook fishing and we go
Oh,
out and
any
fucking
day.
catch some
yeah, you guys go
any
down
fucking
there. You
shit.
guys go down
Like-
there
like,
for
'cause,
sure.
like-
I'll be honest. Like certain times of the year is hard. Right now, good for everything: diving, snook fishing, tarpon, everything.
I wish we could come.
You know it's super random, but have you ever done spearfishing?
Yeah, I just went 2 days ago.
Oh, you lucky fucker! I was just telling Brian, I was just like, I've been binge watching spearfishing for the past 3 weeks,
Yeah,
and
you
I
know who
so
Jeremy
bad
Ferner-
want to do it.
Yeah, I see Zach from Catch 'em All. He does a lot of that, right?
Oh, dude, yeah, he does a lot of
You
that.
know who Deer Meat for Dinner is?
Yeah, of course.
Like
Yeah,
Rob-
yeah, yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
do.
yeah.
I'm aware of him,
He's a
yeah.
good dude. Yeah, he's a good dude.
I also follow Steve
he's a good
Ranella
friend
and
of mine.
stuff like
He's
that.
a beast. That man could free dive like 65 feet.
Whoa. Yeah, I hung out with him at Greg's up in Chicago once. He's him
Yeah,
and
he's
his family.
super
Yeah,
cool.
super nice
When
guy.
I say
super,
Greg,
yeah.
is it Greg?
Pond
Greg
guy.
Pond, yeah, Pond,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Greg
Greg the
Whitstock.
pond guy.
Boy, he
Yeah.
had that Shack series where he built
Yeah.
Shack that pond. Boy, oh boy, did that help his channel a lot. I mean, that shit blew
Yeah.
up.
Dude,
Right.
dude, he was just like a guy with like 400 or 500 followers, and then when he did the Shack Pond, holy shit! I turned
Yeah.
around, he had like 20,000. It was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. No, he did good with that whole series That whole
he gained
series.
probably about 10,000 new people, which is pretty good. Good for him.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Yeah,
dude,
it's
lots
good
of
for him.
props to like, dude, Greg is awesome.
And Shaq seems like a super nice guy. I know
He
he
makes
hangs
a
out
good
with
pizza.
Savannah. Yeah, makes a good
Papa
pizza.
John's.
Yeah, I know he hangs out with Savannah at Gatorland a bunch too. So
Right. I would love to meet Shaq, dude.
Did
Shaq
you just
seems like a
say
cool dude.
that Shaq hangs out with Savannah?
Yes,
Yeah,
and you didn't know this?
How
He
would
loves
I know
Savannah.
this?
Yeah, he
Why
loves
would you
Savannah.
not know this? There's
'Cause
so
no-
many
Picture on
pictures of
Twitter,
Savannah with her and
Oh,
Shaq.
Shaq's
Really?
sitting next to his yacht. He bought the yacht and he was sitting next to it, and someone retweeted it and said above it, said, "Name it free throws so you never sink it."
Oh my God, that's so good. Oh my God, did
That's a
Charles
good
Barkley
fucking
fucking throw that one out there?
That's a
Holy
good one.
shit,
That's a
dude!
good
Oh
one.
my gosh,
Good.
that was so
But
solid.
you know the funny thing is that Shaq. I do have a Shaq story. I got to
Oh,
tell
I
you
want to
guys.
hear
about
it.
this.
I want to hear a
Okay.
Shaq
Wow.
So
story.
I
dude.
was down in Orlando for the Reptile Breeders Expo way back, probably early 2000s, and it was at a place called the Twin Towers. Real nice hotel right off of International Drive. Beautiful, one of the nicer hotels there. And we were sitting in the lobby, myself and a few other people. It was like 2:00, 2:30 in the morning, and we were just partying. I don't party, but everyone else was drinking, and I was hanging out and stuff like that. And I shit you not, Shaq pulls up with this hot blonde, walks in. Uncle Dwayne, your Uncle Dwayne, goes, "Shaq!" He looked, ran out the door, got in the car, and took off.
No.
Oh
So
my
I'm
God,
assuming-
Dwayne ruined this.
I'm
Holy
assuming.
shit.
I'm
there an affair
assuming.
going
that-
on?
I'm assuming the hot blonde was not his wife, is what I'm assuming.
Right.
Because he split immediately.
That's
the
so
only time that I've
crazy.
had a Shaq sighting. That was my Shaq
A wild
story.
Shaq
A
sighting.
Oh
wild
my
Shaq
God.
sighting. Yeah.
Dude, that's
yeah.
so fucking funny that Dwayne fucked it up.
As
oh my
soon as he
God,
walked
that's
in, because
so
it was like
great.
2:30 in the morning, I'm sure he was thinking, "I'm just rolling in this hotel, no problem." You know.
Has Paul met Dwayne at all? Like,
No, he wouldn't have met.
Sorry,
No, he wouldn't have met me.
Dwayne, my bad.
No, he wouldn't have met him.
Oh,
But,
dude.
but yeah, he screamed Shaq. Shaq got on his pony, and it was. But Shaq, from everyone I know that knows Shaq, which I just know a few people, they say he would name it free throw, the boat free throw, because he's self-deprecating and
If you
everything.
watch it,
Self-defecating?
if you
Dapper-
watch
no,
him,
He's shitting himself. He got lots of shit himself.
Self-defecating, yo.
Defecating all the time.
Oh gosh, do we have any other super chats real quick?
Oh,
Yeah.
let's
We
hear
got
it.
And
so-
yeah, go ahead.
Solis Honky says, from NYC and grew up in Florida, did a ton of fishing in Florida. Great times, freshwater and salt. Thanks for having Paul on. Seems interesting.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely
Not
go
only
show.
seems
Yeah, go,
interesting, is
yeah, go show
interesting.
Paul some love. Subscribe to all his stuff, and we'll put the link, by the way, of all of Paul's stuff, his Instagram, his TikTok, his YouTube, everything in the description. You guys go show him some love for coming on and stuff like that. So go ahead.
Jem says, hey guys, hope everyone is well. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Appreciate you,
Thank
Jim.
you.
And Leo says, Alonzo from Mercado Graphics working on the croc monitor design
Listen.
right now. Oh, this
Listen,
guy.
Alonzo's great. We've got a bunch of merch going to be coming out with Alonzo.
crushing it.
I said that we're definitely going to hook him up with Noah because Noah needs some merch stuff.
But
no,
one
we
told
have
me about this.
No, it's
I
some
am-
good stuff. I mean, he nailed. We have like 6 designs that he nailed. So it was really good.
So
gotta show me some
you
of
said his
this.
name's Alonzo?
Alonzo, yeah.
So hear this out.
Alonzo.
One of my favorite names in the world is this soccer player, Shabby Alonso.
Shabby Alonzo.
X-A-B-I.
Uh,
Shabby Alonso. He's
Shabby
like,
Alonzo.
I mean,
Right.
back
Okay, all right.
in
all
like-
right.
Yes,
I've
sir.
actually seen the name, but I didn't know that's how you
What are your
said it.
grandkids gonna be named?
My grandkids are going to be
How is it-
Wacky
That's
Moon.
his favorite
Wacky
name.
and Tabaki.
That's an interesting
Shabby.
one.
No, it's going to be Wacky Moon and
Shabby.
Giuseppe.
Dick Trickle.
Honestly, my first thought, boat fun.
Someone says, Teresa says,
fun.
hey, I got a
like
question
it.
for Paul. How did your animals cope with the noise of the 4th of July fireworks? I think
how'd they
that
get
he
over it?
talked about how he
Yeah,
he
I
shot
talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
I did when we did our fireworks with a couple of my friends, and all my neighbors. Everyone's pretty respectful. I mean, no one does like obviously right next to my house. We have a lot of land. There's an acre and a half on one side, an acre and a half on this side. I did it on this side of the property where no animals are.
Yeah.
In in the lot of where nothing's at. And I went and checked on them a couple times with a bunch of my buddies that haven't seen them yet, and I was like, look at this, look at that. They're good. The pigs just sleep. They don't even,
Yeah,
they
they
just
don't
go in
care,
a
yeah.
corner in a bush and sleep. The goats are just sleeping. I think it's more towards like the donkeys and the horses that really don't like the sounds like that. My
they got a good
dog,
sense of hearing. That makes sense.
yeah, my dog was not having it.
Oh
Like,
Yeah, that's.
yeah.
I think dogs, definitely get tripped out by it. But our animals, fortunately, are at least are. Although it was funny yesterday, we had Jay's friends, a is he a pro skateboarder? Or
He's semi-pro.
Semi-pro skateboarder. And it was interesting. We had some dry ice, and he was doing some kick flips over a box. And Diddy and Dixie, our rhino iguanas, were not happy. They were not happy. I mean, they were running around
honestly,
like crazy.
I think it wasn't even through the kickflips. It was the vibration on the floor left by the skateboard.
Oh yeah,
because you could just see that the larger amount of franticness was coming from the movement, not from the jump.
Yeah. So it's interesting how some animals can react to things like that, So we had to just kind of calm Diddy and Dixie down and stuff like that. Speaking of which, Alonzo did a really cool Diddy and Dixie design too. That's
so
that we'll be
sick.
doing,
Dude.
yeah.
All of them are so good.
Yeah, there's some good
my
stuff.
My heart's breaking. I want to know. I want to know.
Yeah, no.
Why are you keeping me on the string, bro?
I'll check my DMs and I'll reach out to you because I have a whole list, bro, of like ideas I've been writing down for years. So
Alonzo's great.
Get on top of that fucking merch, dude.
Yeah, good
Hell
merch
yeah.
stuff. Okay, any other chats?
Yeah, let me hit a couple more. John Griffith says, "I have watched you and Noah's videos for 2 years now, and listened to all the pod. Listen to the pod. It's hard to catch you live on my second time. Thank you, everyone, for being so cool."
John, thanks for tuning in, man.
Bless up, man.
We like everybody appreciates you, like in every way.
Yeah, every way.
Yeah, thank you, Johnny. Griffith Park, man. Shout out.
What the fuck? You fucking
August 21st. What?
Yeah, Tiffany will be here August 21st.
Awesome, great.
She
That's
said
awesome.
she'll be the one fangirling out.
I appreciate you, man.
yeah, you better.
You.
Jason's Carnivore says, "Brian, you inspire me."
Well, thank you, Jason, man. You inspire me too,
agree.
brother.
And then
Yeah. So this is Noam Alonzo, working on designs for your dad. Let me know. Definitely, we're gonna do something, Alonzo, because
I got you. I'll
because
DM you
it's
after
good
this.
I am
stuff,
so
man.
excited to see what you have to offer, man. That's so
right.
cool.
All right, a couple more, and then.
yeah, Bo Shams says, "Come to Boulder Junction, Wisconsin, Villas County, muskie capital of the world. Wow, more than
really?
1,300 lakes. I caught my purebred muskie, 45-inch and 8 feet of water.
Wow.
Hey, it sounds like awesome, but
There we go. We know who to hit up.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
there you go. Hit that
also
guy up,
Lake
man.
Erie though, really close.
Yeah.
I don't have to drive all the way to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Just
Wisconsin's
saying.
dope, though.
No, it's
Wisconsin's
not that I
great.
wouldn't want to catch my largest muskie somewhere, but let's just catch our first one. You know what
agree.
I mean? You know,
I agree.
Let's get that out of the water.
Yeah, it's good.
Sure.
That is it for now.
All right, well, great. That's awesome. So, listen, guy. I mean, Paul, you got anything else, man?
I want to
Anything-
ask Paul one
yeah,
more
go ahead.
thing.
Oh, yeah, I
go
wanna
for it, man.
Honestly,
Yeah,
as a
fuck
matter of fact, hate to jump like to the end here. I got to be at the dock in 45 minutes.
Oh yeah, you gotta go do your dive, man. Yeah, that's
my
diving,
nighttime
bro.
shark.
Yeah, and that's
Diving.
it.
Flies,
But-
man. I'm gonna put some fly traps up.
Dude, let
Well,
me
listen.
ask you one last quick question. I swear to God, it'll be
You're
quick.
good. I'm not in any sort of like rush
Okay.
out of here.
No, but we'll get
So I saw that you have a neck tattoo, and it looked
Yeah, I did see
it
it
looks
too.
kind of new, and obviously I can't read it. What's that shit say?
It says love, peace, happiness.
Dude,
love,
that's
peace,
cool.
happiness.
So
man.
you're 100% sure about that? Doesn't say dick,
Kanji's a hard
dick,
one, dude.
vagina, and
Dick,
something.
vagina, asshole.
Asshole.
General Sal and
It's like,
chicken.
General
first
Sal's
got it.
chicken.
When I first got it,
That was the best one. General Sal's
Sweet
chicken.
and sour
I got
chicken recipe.
Sweet and sour. It's a recipe for fucking chicken.
no, honestly, I got so many people were messing with me. Like, I read that language that doesn't say that, and I was like, oh my god.
God.
You're like, no.
Oh.
That's
It
funny,
still
man.
looks super badass, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it
still
does
looks
look
super
good.
Yeah, it
cool.
looks
Dude, I'm in love with tattoos. Like, a lot of
Me
people
too.
always comment like, oh, don't ink your body. Like, what are you doing? One,
Dude,
one
Jesus
first of all,
Christ.
is
Don't
my
listen to those
body.
people.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
fact,
First of
those
all,
people
I'm
are
a kid.
sinners.
Don't let anyone tell me what to do.
Bingo.
They're sinners.
Well, I
Second
think-
of all,
Yeah,
I'm
I-
gonna have full sleeves. So if you don't want to see me with tattoos, just unsubscribe now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think the thing is that
same here.
you know, life is different. You know, I mean, 30 years ago when you had tattoos, people looked at you like, "Oh, that must be a criminal." Nowadays, it's so freaking
Commonplace. Well,
Yeah,
because
it's
back in the
commonplace.
day, yeah, a lot of people did get them from jail or coming out of the military or something.
Look at
Got
look
the
at
flash.
look at the pink shorts, bro.
You know-
Damn,
Oh,
that's Florida.
Those are
That's
slime.
Florida
Those,
IA.
those are
Hey,
salmon.
hey.
Those are salmon.
Those
Yeah,
are
you
standard
uncultured
dad right
swine.
there. That's standard
those are
dad right
salmon.
there.
You got that
That
flat
was
trap.
shorts.
Hey,
That's a trap hat.
I don't want to hear another fucking thing about my short shorts ever fucking again.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
well,
hearing
listen,
it.
guys. First off, Paul, I want to thank you so much, brother.
Yeah,
I really
Paul.
miss you. I can't wait to see you again, and I appreciate
Hell
you
yeah.
coming on and hanging out. Obviously, you know, you're awesome. Please, like I said, everyone go show him some love and stuff like that.
Show that love,
and
baby.
yeah, just like we'll be down there. You're always welcome here. We got a
Yes,
spare room at the
sir.
house. You can always crash
Yeah,
at.
I'm gonna definitely take you up on that offer. I'm gonna hit you up. I mean, as
Hell
soon
yeah,
as I
dude.
can possibly get out here. I think with like the next week, I have like day for day super really cool stuff that I'm gonna be producing content wise. So if anyone does come over to my channel, it should be pretty interesting.
Oh yeah,
obviously.
Awesome.
Obviously, if you want to see some venomous
to my
stuff too.
Followers that haven't seen it, I'll throw this link in my stuff too, Brian. So I thank you for having me.
Oh, sure. No, anytime, brother, man. You keep grinding out, man, and we'll talk to you. I'm sure very shortly. All right.
Alrighty, Brian.
All right, thanks
Nice
so
to
much,
meet you,
man.
sir.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you.
Later.
I appreciate
Awesome.
you. And then as for everyone else,
Yeah.
Noah, take us out of here.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like we already said, go follow everybody here. Links are in the description to all of our stuff. If you guys want to catch the full episode on audio, make sure to check it out on Spotify, Apple Music in a day or two. Thank you guys so much. You've been checked in, and we are checking out.
See you later.
Peace.
See you,
Yeah,
man.
boy.
See you guys. Bye. See you guys.
Bye. Okay, bye.
See you, Brian.